Pastor John Mark Comer wrote a wonderful little book called God Has a Name, where the main point of the book is that God has a name. We so often refer to God as God, but God is what God is. God is not God's name. At the burning bush, when God commissions Moses to begin the Exodus and the liberation of the Israelite people, Moses asked God what God's name was. If Moses was going to go to the Israelite people and tell them that he was sent by a God to free them, and if he was going to go to Pharaoh to tell him that he had been sent by a God to free the people that he was enslaving, the obvious question everyone would have would be, well, which God? Gods have names. Is it Zeus or Baal or Marduk or El or Ta or Amun-Ra? What's the name of this God who is sending you, Moses? Inquiring minds want to know. And so God told Moses his name. And God said, well, okay, that's complicated because what was actually written down in Exodus is basically untranslatable and unpronounceable. But it's basically YHWH. Ancient forms of Hebrew didn't have any vowels at all. And this name was totally unique. It's the first time we come across this word. It might mean something close to I am that I am, or I will be that which I will be. Consistent with many streams of modern theology, it might even be rendered something like I am existence itself. I am. In John's Gospel, Jesus seems to understand it to be something close to I am because he, quite famously, uses those words over and over again about himself. He'll say, I am the Good Shepherd. I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am the light of the world. I am the gate. I am the bread of life. And then when talking about his own relationship with Abraham, who lived some 2,000 years before Jesus was born in Bethlehem, Jesus says, before Abraham was, I am. After he said that, the people who heard him tried to throw him off a cliff because they very clearly thought that he was blaspheming by declaring himself to be God, which, of course, is exactly what Jesus was doing. But how is YHWH pronounced? The word Lord in Hebrew is Adonai. When the Hebrew vowels of Adonai are inserted into Yahweh, you get Yahovah, which is oftentimes rendered as Jehovah. However, Yahweh is also another common rendering. There is an ancient tradition, which I happen to love very, very much, that says that when Moses asked God for his name, what Moses heard was God breathe, Yahweh, as if the breath of life is God's name, as if every time we breathe, we are uttering God's name, as if every creature upon the earth which breathes is constantly and perpetually crying out the name of God over and over and over again. And if that's the case, then could taking the name of the Lord your God in vain be about breathing and therefore living in vain? Taking this life of ours, this holy and beautiful thing, and desecrating the name by wasting our life or by living a life of evil. Here's a question to think of. What does God's name make you think of?